In the early hours of yesterday, American forces launched a new wave of attacks against more than 80 targets in southern Iran. The stated objective was to degrade Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. A few hours earlier, 3 tankers had been hit while transiting the region, one flying the flag of the Marshall Islands, another from Saudi Arabia, and one with a Liberian flag. According to the U.S. Central Command, Iran fired at the vessels after they ignored warnings to follow specific routes determined by Tehran, even though they were heading through international waters. The United States' response included strikes against ideological systems, air defense, command and control networks, coastal radars, anti-ship missile capabilities, and more than 60 small vessels of the Revolutionary Guards. It was the largest series of American military operations since the ceasefire period. This agreement, established through a Memorandum of Understanding signed in mid-June, provided for the immediate end of hostilities and the safe passage of commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz for at least 60 days without the collection of fees and the start of negotiations for a final agreement. The agreement was very fragile by nature, but it maintained relative stability on the vital maritime routes. The attacks on the 3 ships then clearly broke that truce. The American President, Donald Trump, publicly declared that the Memorandum of Understanding was over. While the exchanges and attacks continued, including last night, marking the largest U.S. attacks, some behind-the-scenes information gained prominence. A high-ranking American official confirmed that, since the beginning of the conflict in February, Iran has shot down approximately 30 MQ-9 Reaper drones operated by the United States. The statement came on the same day that Iran claimed to have shot down another Reaper drone during recent operations. This is not an isolated figure or a one-off action. It is the accumulated result of months of intense operations over territory and waters controlled by Iran and its allies. The MQ-9 Reaper is one of the most important unmanned systems in the U.S. Air Force in the last 2 decades. It entered service in 2007 at the height of the War on Terror, and it was designed for long-duration missions with an endurance that can exceed 27 hours in flight. It carries highly advanced intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance sensors, as well as weapons like Hellfire missiles and guided bombs. For years, it operated mainly in environments where American air superiority was uncontested, such as in Iraq and Afghanistan. Its main advantage has always been allowing persistent surveillance and precision strikes without exposing pilots to direct risks. If you want access to in-depth analysis and exclusive content, like exclusive videos, shorts, and live streams just for members, become a channel member for only 7 Rs per month. In the current conflict against Iran, the Reaper has taken on a central role. American generals have described the aircraft as the most valuable player in search and destroy operations against Iranian mobile launchers and missiles. The drones fly in extended orbits, identify moving targets, provide real-time data to other platforms, and carry out direct strikes. This ability to stay airborne allows the United States to maintain constant pressure on Iranian military capabilities, without needing to keep manned fighter jets in high-risk zones all the time. Even so, the Reaper was not designed to operate in environments with modern and well-organized air defenses. Its relatively low-speed operating altitude and radar signature make it vulnerable to Iranian surface-to-air missile systems, especially those with passive electro-optical and infrared sensors. It's worth remembering that Reaper drones do not emit active radar and are therefore harder to detect in advance. Iran has also demonstrated the capability to strike drones on the ground during attacks against bases or airports used for unmanned operations. The losses are not limited to direct conflict with Iran. In recent years, the Houthis in Yemen, a group supported by Iran, have also shot down dozens of Reapers during operations in the Red Sea and Yemeni airspace. Between 2023 and 2025, at least 17 drones were lost just against the Houthis. In total, military sources and congressional reports indicate that the American Air Force has lost about 45 MQ-9 Reapers in the Middle East. Since 2017, combining losses from enemy fire, accidents, and ground attacks. The unit cost of each equipped aircraft ranges between $30 and $50 million. Total losses in the conflict with Iran have already exceeded $1 billion. The operational fleet has shrunk significantly over the years. Before the conflict, for example, the Air Force had more than 200 Reapers available. Today, some reports say that there are about 135 aircraft in operational condition. The production line for the MQ-9A model was shut down last year after the last 5-year contract. There is no immediate large-scale replacement at this time. The manufacturer General Atomics now offers the MQ-9B version, Sky Guardian, as the flagship. But it is still not in production in sufficient volume to quickly meet American needs. These losses reveal a clear pattern. The United States chose to use drones intensively to reduce the risk to human pilots. This strategy worked well in asymmetric conflicts against adversaries with limited air defenses. Against Iran and its allies, however, the cost in unmanned platforms became high. Each lost Reaper represents not just a financial loss, but also a reduction in persistent surveillance capability and rapid response to moving targets. Iran, in turn, has demonstrated that it can impose significant asymmetric costs by using relatively affordable air defenses against expensive high-tech systems. Despite the losses, the Reapers remain in operation. Military sources indicate that multiple drones remain in orbit over Iran, collecting intelligence and carrying out attacks against launchers and infrastructure. But to access the full video of this analysis and learn much more about what is happening right now, do as our members do and become an exclusive member for only $7.99 a month. Leave your opinion in the comments. What do these losses represent for the American military strategy in the long term? Leave your opinion in the comments. What do these losses represent for American military strategy in the long term? Your perspective helps enrich our discussion. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos.